Raccoon. This cute, fluffy, extremely curious animal with a smart look with a chic long striped tail cannot but please you. Despite its seemingly harmless appearance, this animal is not only an omnivore, but also a quite successful predator and getter. If a raccoon likes some kind of fat chicken in a chicken coop, he will easily get to it thanks to his natural dexterity and ingenuity. Raccoons are great gourmets in food, and in order to get the desired delicacy, they are capable of various tricks. Not infrequently they climb into houses or overturn garbage cans in search of something tasty. This funny raccoon, not understanding how to open the tank, decided to take it with him, but was noticed in time. Despite its cute and harmless appearance, the raccoon can easily repel a larger predator, and even thanks to its courage and pressure, put it to flight, as happened with this large wild cat. It just decided to run away from the raccoon. The raccoon decided not to mess with this rabid fox. The fox drives the intruder out of its territory, and the raccoon simply steps back and does not try to get into a fight. Raccoons can even chase dogs. The dog did not expect such impudence. But cats are great friends for raccoons. You can steal food from them and play with them. If both a cat and a raccoon live in the house, then the cat will not be left without annoying caress against its will. Often cats themselves are not averse to such attention. Raccoons know that people have a lot of delicious food and often come to visit. As a rule, people are touched by the appearance of the beast and are not averse to treating them to something. This man in trendy sneakers for some reason decided to show aggression by driving the raccoon away, began to make noise and wave a mop. The raccoon at first decided to leave, but could not endure the insult, and decided to punish the offender at all costs. And in this video, the raccoon absolutely does not care about cats. They did not expect such impudence and are forced to part while watching how the raccoon washes and eats their food. The raccoon was very happy with such hospitality and even took some food with him. The homeland of the raccoon Pelasgian is considered to be North and Central America, from where they were subsequently brought to the territory of Eurasia. Due to their ability to quickly adapt to the environment, they quickly spread across the continent. By the way, these animals got their name Raccoon Pelasgian quite deservedly. They love water very much, and rinse everything that comes into their paws in it, be it some kind of food, fruit, or a stolen phone. Therefore, if you decide to have a raccoon at home, be prepared for the fact that all your things that are out of place will end up in the water. Raccoons drag absolutely everything into the water, and even other raccoons. Striped raccoons in nature live and hunt in coastal, often marshy, areas. To find their favorite crustaceans or frogs, they need to turn over stones underwater and dig silt. Prey caught in the water, mollusks, frogs, crayfish, insect larvae, are often in a lump of silt or algae. To clean their food from dirt, they have to rub it with their paws in water, which is visually perceived by a person as a rinsing movement. It also makes sense to wash prey caught on land. If you hold the victim underwater longer, it stops resisting and it is much easier to eat it. For example, raccoons like to drown the caught beetles. The first memories of these animals can be found in Christopher Columbus, and since that time, scientists have begun to actively discuss which species these animals belong to. Some argued that raccoons are dogs, others were badgers, others called them cats. There were proposals to consider them bears. And only a few centuries later, at the end of the 18th century, they were given a special genus of raccoons. Usually the raccoon's house is located near the water, choosing for itself a hollow in a suitable tree. The house of a raccoon is not difficult to notice. The bark on the trunk of such a tree is very scratched and many hairs can be seen on it. If the raccoon really liked the area, but there was no suitable hollow, he may well settle in a crevice between stones, between fallen tree trunks, and even in a pile of brushwood. This happens because, first of all, raccoons evaluate the area for living, and if they like everything, only then they begin to look for housing in this area. A raccoon can also live in a hole underground, finding a suitable abandoned hole, for example, dug by badgers, since raccoons do not know how to dig them on their own. The raccoon is extremely easy to adapt to the terrain, so often the raccoon's house is located near some settlement, in orchards or even in a park, of course, if they like it there. Raccoons are well aware that people have a lot of food that they willingly share with a cute animal, and if they don't share, then it can always be stolen. In extreme cases, a raccoon can take food from a cat that is being fed in the garden. Raccoons have more than enough impudence. They seem not to notice the displeasure that cats show when their food is stolen. The raccoon does not care about someone else's discontent, he does what he wants. The only places where you can hardly meet a raccoon house are coniferous forests, as well as places where there are few reservoirs. Also, these animals do not like regions with very severe winters. By their nature, raccoons are extremely peaceful and friendly, active, inquisitive, resourceful, and have a fairly high level of intelligence. They are quite capable of learning and remembering the solution to a particular problem for several years. Despite all their friendliness, raccoons prefer to lead a lonely lifestyle. The only exception is the winter period, when they hibernate. In this case, several individuals often fall asleep in one shelter. Although they live alone, they try to maintain good relations with relatives, neighbors, and can hibernate at a party if it is warm and cozy there and they don't kick them out. If one raccoon for some reason ended up on the territory of another, they don't make a problem out of it. They don't yell at the whole district and don't try to kill each other. They just get to know each other and peacefully disperse. The main thing is that the guest does not claim the home of another, and then there are no problems, so the feeding areas of raccoons often intersect. Due to this tolerance of their relatives, in places where there is a lot of food, they often create very dense settlements. Raccoons that live in northern latitudes hibernate, and before falling asleep, they literally get fat. Their weight can increase by 2 to 3 times and reach 20 kilograms. The duration of hibernation itself depends on the duration of the cold weather. Canadian raccoons sleep the longest, about 4 to 5 months, while in the south of North America, striped raccoons do not sleep at all. They simply wait out the snowfalls, sitting all the time in their shelter, and it is interesting that despite their love for loneliness, so that it would not be boring to sit in the den, they wait out the bad weather in whole companies. For example, once a biologist found 14 raccoons at once in a huge shelter. The favorite food of raccoons is frogs and crayfish, but during a drought, when it is not easy to find such food, raccoons do not disdain mouse-like rodents, beetles, are able to catch and eat a snake, collect bird eggs, eat chicks, and can climb into the chicken coop. The most difficult test for a young raccoon is his first winter in his life. If he managed to survive in the cold, then he will live for a long time. The animal itself is very healthy, various diseases almost do not cling to it, and under favorable circumstances it is quite capable of living from 12 to 20 years. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. If it was interesting, support the video with likes. Thank you for subscribing, and take a look at what else we have prepared for you.